Trixie is the best! Trixie is wonderful! Trixie shot 19 holes in one on the first time she played golf! Trixie calculated the exact size of the universe! Trixie, with one hoof tied behind her back, was able to resurrect and defeat Discord, Nightmare Moon, and a 10,000 strong flock of burning ducks! Glorious leader, great and powerful Trixie bids you welcome to this edition of the news in Equestria. That being the news in Trixieville. That being the news about Trixie in Trixieville. Trixie! That's right. We are now broadcasting the Trixie Inquirer. We are doing this because Trixie is greatest and most powerful of all ponies. This has nothing to do with Trixie taking over Ponyville and forcing every pony to do their will and putting Plank in charge of the new Trixie police force. I'm Phil Stevens, and this is the Equestria Inquirer. I mean the Trixie Inquirer. Hooray for the great and powerful Trixie! Good evening, Ponyville. I mean Trixieville. Pay no attention to the Plank with the gun. He's there because I want him there. Completely. Speaking of untrustworthy inanimate objects gaining access to powerful weapons, Princess Celestia has imposed a 3-day waiting period on all evil magical artifacts. This comes after the great and powerful Trixie gloriously purchased the Alicorn Amulet from a magical artifact store. She also purchased the evil staff of dragons and a frozen yogurt. It was frozen yogurt, not ice cream. Trixie does not have to lose weight, and how dare any pony say otherwise. Since Trixie so easily, I mean gloriously, was able to purchase a magical artifact of unbridled power, Princess Celestia has decided to make it harder for unicorns with marginal magical abilities to become evil dictators. I mean great and powerful unicorns to become even more great and powerful. Celestia has also proposed a new law that will require all magical artifact purchasers to present a valid form of ID before making a purchase, and that all felons, duck arsonists, and other ponies who'd at one time tried to be a jerk to another pony by awakening an Ursa Minor be forbidden from purchasing magical artifacts. The great and powerful Trixie, of course, opposes these 3-day waiting period laws and all other magical artifact control laws. Trixie believes that in an ideal society, any pony could have all-powerful magical artifacts. Trixie argues that magical artifacts don't turn ponies into bars of soap. Ponies turn ponies into bars of soap. Trixie then turned 36 ponies into bars of soap. Joining Trixie in opposition to the 3-day waiting period law on magic artifacts that can literally turn our world upside down and make it better for every pony so long as Trixie is in charge is the National Amulet Association, or the NAA. The NAA advocates for unrestricted access to all magical amulets for all ponies. They claim that evil amulets purchased in stores and capable of cracking the world like an egg are only used for hunting. Colton Heston, president of the NAA, claims that he uses an amulet known as the Amulet of the Ultimate Destruction of All Pony Kind, only for defensive purposes. Colton Heston quoted that if Celestia wanted his amulet, she'd have to take it from his cold, dead hooves. With amulet control on the rise, there is worry that even with a 3-day waiting period, ponies won't be able to control the exchange of such things as the Alicorn Amulet, or even the Platypus Amulet. The Alicorn Amulet, which the great and powerful Trixie gloriously purchased, contains evil and powerful magic capable of making the unicorn wearing it a danger to all. The Platypus Amulet contains a great and powerful magic that allows the user to make really good lemonade. Not sure why it's called the Platypus Amulet, though. Even with these control measures in place, there has been no effort to stop what's known as the Amulet Show loophole. This loophole allows any amulet that is shown to be purchased, meaning so long as it's not gift-wrapped, it can be sold. This has allowed amulets such as the Mushroom Amulet, which makes ponies grow to twice their size and hallucinate that they're seeing giant boxes with question marks on them, to spread virtually unheeded. There are other amulets out there that are also in danger of falling into the wrong, not Trixie, hooves. The Merpony amulet, the Mars pony amulet, the amulet of kings, and the amulet of really awesome hair are all out there waiting to be sold at rock-bottom prices. The amulet of kings is of particular interest to a pony known only as Main Car Cameron, who has taken out a cult's list and is looking for it. Main Car Cameron says that in exchange for the amulet of kings, he'll trade his old sofa that has less than 3 Mountain Dew stains.
She is the only way that makes sense.
Trixie is the
only way worth
All
living.
must bow before Trixie or fall.
We give her the
Without
Inquirer
Trixie,
and
there
hope
is
that it
nothing.
pleases her.
To be without
For Trixie is
to
good.
be without hope.
Live for her
Trixie
and live
is
forever
the
in
light.
her.
Trixie is
In the holy
only
name
way.
of Lululemon,
All must
we
bow
give
before
thanks for
Trixie or
Trixie's
fall.
blessing,
Without Trixie,
Trixie's
there
mercy,
is nothing.
Trixie's
To be without
praise if
Trixie
we are
is to
ever
be
deemed
without
worthy
hope.
to receive it.
Trixie is
Trixie
the light.
is the true
Trixie
path.
is the only way.
Renounce
All
the
must
false
bow
prophet
before
and
Trixie or
heretic Twilight
fall.
Sparkle.
Without Trixie,
She will
there
lead you
is
astray.
nothing. To be without Trixie
Only the
is
great
to be
and
without
powerful
hope.
Trixie can save you.
Trixie is the light.
Give her your life.
Trixie is the only
All
way.
for Trixie.
All must bow before
All
Trixie
for
or
Trixie.
fall. Without
All
Trixie,
for Trixie.
there is nothing.
All for
To be
Trixie.
without Trixie is
All
to be
for
without
Trixie.
hope.
All for Trixie.
This just in! Twilight has successfully cast a spell that has taken her out of the fourth wall. No pony is sure what the fourth wall is, except Trixie, who just doesn't want to explain it. But she totally understands it. But it has been something of a concern to many ponies. For years, it has been known that Pinkie Pie was capable of breaking through this fourth wall. Well, now Twilight has done the impossible, joining Pinkie Pie beyond the fourth wall. In their brief excursion beyond the fourth wall, Pinkie Pie showed Twilight all the glorious things that existed there, such as the empty blackness, the deep silence of absolute nothing, and the experience of 0 degrees Kelvin upon the body in the vacuum of existence. Pinkie Pie also showed Twilight the internet. After journeying beyond the fourth wall and seeing this internet, Twilight has returned to Equestria and vowed never to leave again. What a coward. Twilight is, right, every pony? Trixie is definitely greatest and most powerful. In fact, Trixie is so great and powerful, she divides words normally used to define great and powerful. New words such as ultra great and mega powerful aren't even good enough. Trixie needs words like ubiquitous and syringioblastic to describe her. Here to shed some light on how syringioblastic Trixie is TechRat with this week's Mares in a Minute. That's a good one, right? Playing syringioblastic. No.
Oh, thanks, Joe. And thank you, great leader Trixie, for allowing me the opportunity to serve you by reporting news that serves to complement your greatness and powerfulness. I am but your humble servant, not fit to be a speck of dirt beneath your benevolent hoof, and yet you show mercy upon me and allow me to keep my nose and mouth such that I may continue to speak of your amazingness. All hail our wonderful leader! All hail Trixie, the great and powerful! One pony who did not receive such mercy this past week, however, was Pinkie Pie, who dared to sass our blue unicorn overlord with her sassy comments of sassiness. Well, great leader Trixie handled the situation in a fair, reasonable manner by ripping Pinkie's mouth from her face. Notice how great leader Trixie, always thinking about her subjects, made sure to throw Pinkie's snout away in a trash can, instead of just tossing it on the ground. Praise be to Trixie for reminding us to not litter Equestria with body parts. To everyone's surprise, however, Pinkie Pie did not immediately begin clutching at her chest in a desperate attempt to take in that life-giving air that she was no longer physically capable of inhaling. In fact, she seemed quite unfazed by her newfound mouthlessness. As it turned out, the intervention of our great leader Trixie allowed Pinkie to discover her previously unknown talent of holding her breath. which allowed her to break Equestria's current breath-holding record of 6 minutes, previously set by Sweetie Belle during one of her tantrums, by an astounding 2 days, 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 36 seconds. Thanks to Trixie, Pinky will now have her name immortalized in the record books right next to Rainbow Dash for her largest single Pegasus wing, and Fluttershy for most heart attacks caused by a single outfit. What an honor, and one that sniveling little pony hardly deserves. Such is the amazing graciousness of the great and powerful Trixie, offering even her foes the chance at recognition through the removal of vital facial features. Truly, we shall all be thankful to be ruled over by such a kind and generous pony. Speaking of generosity, it was also Trixie who, through her selflessness, gave that sneaky conspirator Zecora a chance to start up a new business, having generously provided the alicorn amulet to that double-crossing zebra, which, may I remind you, was given out of the kindness of Trixie's heart, and was not tricked out of her possession by that cheating fraud Twilight Sparkle. It inspired Zecora to start a Cash for Evil jewelry program to help get dangerous haunted baubles off the streets. According to Zecora, evil jewelry is in great demand, and cash values have never been higher. She suggests that every pony probably has some evil jewelry in their house somewhere. Perhaps your grandmother passed down a demonic brooch as a family heirloom. Or maybe you discovered a pair of earrings in an evil secondhand store that just happened to contain the wailing spirits of 13 tormented ghosts. Whatever the trinket and whatever the curse, Zecora is ready to pay top bit for your possessed possessions. Rarity, one of Zecora's first customers, was very satisfied with her experience. She explained that she had recently come into the possession of a mysterious horn ring that she believed was forged in the depths of Tartarus itself. Tired of seeing it glow in eerie red on her nightstand, she decided to trade it in to Zecora and got enough bits in return to get a nice gold necklace that did not telepathically tell her to burn things. She recommends that if you have any jewelry that moans, screams, or otherwise makes a horrible racket while you're trying to sleep, that Zecora should be the first zebra you take it to, and preferably quickly, before that jewelry swallows your soul. Let us all thank Trixie for giving Zecora such a wonderful idea that gets cursed tchotchkes out of circulation and puts more bits in your pocket. Where would we be without Trixie? Nowhere, that's where. A Trixie-less Ponyville is not truly Ponyville at all. I can't even imagine living each day without the majesty of Trixie watching over my every move, motivating me to work harder with her arrogant, snarky comments, looking at me with that cold, irritated gaze that says, "You are nothing without me, and I will continue to remind you of that every single day to boost my own ego and feelings of superiority." She really does care about us, and we are privileged to be at her beck and call every moment of every day. Oh, Trixie, if only you knew how I really felt about you. How my heart aches to be the focus of your irrational tantrums. If only you knew how jealous I was of Applejack when you tortured her with your feathers of justice. I would give my left kidney to feel your feathers of justice upon my own flesh, flickering mercilessly against my skin while you sneer and cackle. And oh, to be Snips and Snail's position as you forced them to drag your wheelless carriage around Ponyville. The way you cracked that whip sent shivers down my spine and made me long for the day that I, too, may feel your loving lash as I struggle in vain to please you. Perhaps someday my dream will come true and I will become your greatest assistant. But until then, I will be content to sit here and continue to proclaim your magnificence so that all others may also appreciate your ravishing beauty and unparalleled narcissism. I will also continue to pretend that you did not try to kill me one time, because thinking about that just puts a major kibosh on this whole Stockholm Syndrome thing, you know? And remember, Trixie is watching. Trixie is always watching, so don't forget to meet your daily quota of Trixie worship, lest she turn you into a basketball. Back to you, Joe. Oh, Trixie. Someday.
Of course, syringe plastic is a real world prank. I wouldn't use it to... Ever see a pony play 10 instruments at once? That's not magic. That's just Pinkie Pie. Ever see a pony fly into the air and explode into fireworks? That's not magic. That's just Pinkie Pie. Ever see a pony raise an army of the undead and hurl explosive cake at ponies while resisting even the power of gravity over her will to dominate all life? That's not magic. That's just Pinkie Pie. After exhaustive studies, equestrian scientists have concluded that these statements are 100% true. This is not magic, but even more, All magic is not magic. It's all just Pinkie Pie. Celestia raising the sun? Not magic, Pinkie Pie. Twilight turning frogs into oranges? Not magic, Pinkie Pie. Even the magic of discord is not actually magic, but Pinkie Pie. Scientists have rendered the astonishing finding that there's actually no magic in Equestria, and that all magic is just Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie is, in effect, magic. The Equestrian Science Foundation and Darkwing Duck Fan Club has thoroughly investigated this claim and discovered that all magic is controlled by a microorganism that is actually Pinkie Pie. Millions of tiny Pinkie Pies, called Pinkie-chlorians, allow a pony to use magic. These Pinkie-chlorians form a symbiotic life force with ponies, a force that looks like magic but is actually Pinkie Pie. And since Pinkie Pie is a being composed entirely of Pinkie-chlorians, perhaps born of Pinkie-chlorians, it must in fact be her destiny to one day bring balance to ponies. What that balance is, no pony is sure. In other news, Trixie's magic is totally not made from Pinkie-chlorians. She actually uses real magic. The great and powerful Trixie's magic is great, and no scientist can prove otherwise. How else could Trixie make the world so great? It's great, right? Here to tell us how great the world is with Trixie in charge is LTT Moose with this week's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. No. Yeah. Yeah, it's Pinkie Pie. No, you can't do magic.
Greetings, citizens of Trixieville. I am LTT Moose, and as you can see, I've done quite well for myself under Trixie's new regime. She can be quite generous to those who aid her. What I have for you now is my normal segment, Horseshoes and Trixie Grenades. Yes, the hourly program in which I announce the new rules that our glorious Overmare has come up with for this particular hour. So, let's begin, shall we? All praise be to Trixie. I'll prick up your ears and hear what she has to say. Rule number 1. She is Trixie thy god. Thou shalt have no others before her. In her absence, the magic hat shall be thy god. Should the hat be unable to fulfill its duties, place your head within the nearest tree and await further instructions. Rule number 2. Wheels are counter-revolutionary, or counter-rotational. Either way, they are not to be trusted. Pony may pull pony, and that pony may pull a sled or sledge, but no more, lest you awaken the anger of Trixie. Rule number 3. All beavers are hereby proclaimed to be seditious elements. Any pony found aiding and abetting these traitors shall be sentenced to 1,000 years as baby. Diaper changes shall be ignored. No trials. Rule number 4. Something further on in the Great Spice Wars. Rule number 15. Humans are a myth. To believe in them is heresy. Conspiring with any of them is ultra-heresy. Any pony seen conspiring with a non-existent Xeno scum is to report immediately to Commissar Bucklaw for free go-karts. Rule number 16. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Not to prick your hoof. Rule 27. Participation in the historical reenactment of the Great Ursa thwarting is mandatory. Participation in the lottery to determine who represents the Ursa is mandatory. Every pony else grab a rock. Rule 28. And when you get those books, make sure it's around like it's trying to go through the drain, but it doesn't quite. Rule 36. Today's enemy of the state are Twilight Sparkle, Leon Trotsky, Owen Shaw, and Salman Rushdie. They are all deemed non-ponies. Update. There are no records of such non-ponies. All is well. Carry on. Rule 37. And no be more. Rule 63. Rule 64. It's believed that Federation forces... Before turning on the oven, you'll want to sprinkle liberally with Old Bay seasoning and bake at about 450 degrees Trixie, which is approximately 143 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees Celsius, give or take a Trixie. Now, if the dough does not rise properly, what you're going to have to do... I see no reason that gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Rule 86! All naysayers are to be summarily executed. Yay-sayers shall receive extra hay rations. Meh-sayers need to make up their freaking minds already. Rule 87. When you've got something, you just... then she walked out and said that she needed space. So I said, how about the moon? That enough space for you? Plenty of it up there. It's really my fault, to begin with. And that's why all my relationships end in heartbreak. I mean, it's a personal flaw on my part. And I recognize that. I just don't know how to compensate. And finally, Rule 108. Between 4:45 and 5:30 p.m., no pony is to disturb Trixie in her private chambers, or point out the fact that she closed the door while holding a life-size Twilight Sparkle plushie. That is all for this hour, and now, remove your hats and place a hoof upon your heart, as we all sing the Trixieville National Anthem, as sung by the Democratic Ponies Republic of Coralia.
No, it's pronounced Pinky Chlorian's plank. What do you mean that ruins the mystery of the force of magic and makes it seem horribly contrived and unoriginal? We've had this argument before, Plank. This just in. The villain Scootaloo has begun a resistance movement outside of Trixieville. Ponies were wondering where Scootaloo was during the sequence of events occurring during Trixie's glorious conquest of Ponyville. Applebloom was seen. Sweetie Belle was seen. So where was Scootaloo? Unreliable sources have confirmed that Scootaloo was holding out in the mountains outside the Everfree Forest, along with Silver Spoon and the ghost of Patrick Swayze. There they stocked several hundred high explosives and an assault balloon, and launched guerrilla warfare campaigns against Trixie's occupation. Scootaloo is a war criminal and must be punished! Normally when I say that, I actually mean it. I mean, She explodes carts and areas of industrialization with subatomic explosive devices on a daily basis. But I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. You see this? This is the Buttercup amulet. Twilight snuck it into Scootaloo through the fourth wall. Shh. It's a powerful amulet. Don't question things. I'm going to use its power. Join the resistance. Join Scootaloo in the resistance. Wolverines!
If you're getting this message, this means we've taken over one of the news towers in Ponyville. Overlord Trixie's rule is based on a lie. She is not as great and powerful as she makes herself out to be. She's using an amulet to amplify her power. If only there was a way to separate her from that amulet, then we would have a way to stop her. Reports are coming in from all across Ponyville, as ponies are being bent to do her will. It is as if this was a second coming of discord. No, I will not be silenced. Trixie, you monster! Stop this madness. We are not your slaves. Ponyville, listen to my words. The pony rides at dawn. Magic is in the eye of the beholder. Veggie salad! These are instructions from our new leader, Scootaloo. With her guidance, we will get Twilight back, and we will bring peace back to Ponyville and defeat this tyrant. Remember, the pony rides at dawn. Magic is in the eye of the beholder. Veggie salad! Make no mistake, she will be brought down by her own pride. It's only a matter of time. We cannot let this tyrant control us. We have to fight back. The future of Equestria depends on it. Twilight, if you get this message, you have to return. Trixie cheated. Ponyville needs you. Your friends need you. I need you. She must be stopped at all costs. I'm being told we need to cut this broadcast short before our position is found out. Only one more thing before I go. Trixie, if you are listening to this, there will be no forgiveness. Your crimes against the citizens of Ponyville shall not go unpunished. No amount of diamond dogs or Paris Pride hordes will keep us from knocking down your door or bringing you to justice. Pip did not deserve this. He did not deserve to be turned into a doorstop for saying that Princess Luna was the best princess ever. Don't get me wrong, you did us all a huge favor by shutting up Pinkie Pie. But even she needs to eat sometimes. Scratch that, she doesn't deserve this either. This will not be tolerated. What's that? Oh no, she's here! Viva la Resistance!
Time to tell you how horrible the great and powerful Trixie is. But apparently we're supposed to just forgive her. Some pony destroys your home, just forgive her. Some pony steals your stuff, just forgive her. Some pony tries to murder Scootaloo with a Soviet helicopter, firing 50 caliber incendiary rounds at 5,000 rounds a minute, just forgive them. That's really hard. Good thing Celestia brought the Saddle Arabians in for a visit. I'm sure they can teach the Palamanostinians, the Itrotians, the Itomians, and all the other kingdoms in the Middle Equestrian East how easy it is just to forgive and forget. Yay! In other news, we have a special project premiering December 21st. Be ready for something big, something awesome on December 21st, folks. I can't tell you more, but just know that the makers of the EQI have something really exciting to share. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe Stevens, and this has been the Equestria Inquirer. Good night, and good luck.